Westmoreland Community Connections is a presentation of Citizens Fiber.
Welcome to Westmoreland Community Connections, a look at issues and happenings on Classic Hits 107.1 WHJB. Here now is your host, Jennifer Miele, Chief Communications Officer and Managing Director of Evangelization of the Diocese of Greensburg.
Welcome to Westmoreland Community Connections on WHJB. My name is Jennifer Miele. I'm your host today. So happy to be with you all on this Sunday and welcome a very special guest to Westmoreland Community Connections, and that is Jake Kline. He's the franchise owner for Jersey Mike's Subs in North Huntingdon. Boy, Jake, you have a fun job. I mean, what could be more fun than the job you have?
Oh, absolutely nothing. I couldn't imagine sitting at a desk or doing anything other than what I do now. So it is pretty great.
That's wonderful. Well, we can't wait to hear all about your franchise ownership, your new store. And I want to start about you. So tell us where you grew up. Tell our listeners, what your education is and how your career path led you to owning this sub shop in North Huntingdon.
Yeah, so I grew up in West Orange, New Jersey. It's northern New Jersey, about 8 miles from New York City. Started working at a Jersey Mike's sub shop when it opened in my hometown at age 16. At the time, it was a part-time job. Eventually went to college at Muhlenberg College in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Worked at a store through college there, and just kind of hit me one day. Was trying to figure out what I wanted to do after school, and an opportunity presented itself for me to join the corporate team. So I did that after college, traveled around for 2 years, opened more than 20 new locations on behalf of the corporation in all different states, and then led me to, I want to leave, left the company and want to own my own stores, kind of build my own business, and that's where I'm at now.
That is an amazing story. So, your career path and where you ended up all started when you were 16 years old. And why don't you tell us a little bit about, how the franchise process works? How would a place like North Huntingdon be selected for this fabulous restaurant?
Yeah, so if you kind of drive around Route 30, up and down in the North Huntingdon area, the first thing that struck me was the only thing missing here kind of food-wise is a Jersey Mike's. You have you go up to Greensburg, you have the Chick-fil-A, you have the Chipotle. Really the only thing missing around here. So it was kind of the next logical step to put one here. I relocated from New Jersey to here. I live in Pittsburgh at the end of April. Really came to this market because it's underdeveloped in terms of Jersey Mike's. There's good brand awareness, but there's not a ton of stores. So figured I'd kind of plant my flag here and grow here.
I mean, this is, fantastic. Of course, I don't know if you know this, but I am a North Huntingdon resident. So I'm always happy to see growth and development in North Huntingdon. And the store is getting quite a bit of buzz. So why don't you tell where exactly the store is located and what your hours are?
Yeah, so we're located on Mills Drive. It is right off of Route 30. We're kind of situated between the Walmart Supercenter and the Sheetz convenience store gas station. Kind of coming up along the hill, we're next to the Knockouts Haircuts and the Citizens Bank.
Oh, what a great location. Tons of traffic coming in and out of that area. So I'm sure that helped your decision to expand the franchise when you can find a great location like that.
Oh, definitely. It's visible. I mean, from the moment we put our sign up, months before we opened, I mean, we were getting people walking to the door thinking that we were open because they saw the sign from the turnpike of Route 30.
I think that's fantastic. If you look at the Jersey Mike's corporate website, you can see that they're number 7 on the Entrepreneur Franchise 500 list, and that it's just a really growing and quality company. And what is it like to be an entrepreneur with these folks? And did you ever consider anyone else, or was it always going to be Jersey Mike's?
No, it was always going to be Jersey Mike's. Kind of in the fast casual space, Jersey Mike's is really all I've had experience with. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a pretty simple business model with really fresh food that you feel really good about serving to people kind of every day. So I really think that's kind of the simplicity of it, as well as all that we're going to talk about, the community involvement, all of that kind of is a perfect recipe for a brand that's growing kind of exponentially right now.
So tell us about the food process. Every morning, I would imagine, the bread's baking and the meat is being delivered and the different cheeses are being sliced. So,
Yeah.
why don't you tempt our listeners' taste buds? Tell us about some of the things that you can get there.
Sure. So we get in the store about 6:30 in the morning. We bake all of our bread fresh, like you said. So the bread ships from Jersey. That's why it's like good New Jersey bread. We bake that all morning. We slice all of our onion, lettuce, and tomato fresh that day. Nothing's left over from the day prior. And then all of our sandwiches, as we open the doors at 10 o'clock, every sub is sliced fresh right in front of the customer on our slicer, or if it's a grilled sub, like a cheesesteak grilled, made to order. We don't have piles of cheesesteak that we portion out. If you order a cheesesteak, that's your sub being made right to order for you. So.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone listening is going there today. So just as an FYI, you might get slammed.
We're ready. So
that's fantastic. When we talk a lot about COVID-19 and how it changed the process. And when I was reading about Jersey Mike's, I read about the importance of getting that online ordering up and running, downloading the app, enabling people to order online. Now, restrictions have loosened up quite a bit, but can you now eat in a Jersey Mike's, particularly yours, or are you still mainly doing takeout?
Correct. So our restaurant, unfortunately, it's a smaller restaurant. It's about 1,200 square feet. So we're still limited to, takeout only, but you can come in the store and place an order, take it out, or like you were saying, really the best way to do it is to download our app and place an order that way. It can save all your favorite subs. It tracks loyalty points. You can get free subs. Ultimately, it makes for a pretty seamless process. You pull up, there's a curbside option. We can bring it out to you, or you come in and it's waiting right on a table for you, ready to go.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. What's your favorite sub?
My favorite sub's the club sub. It's provolone cheese, ham, turkey, and it comes with mayonnaise and bacon. And then, of course, fantastic. Mike's Way. We recommend it Mike's Way: onion, lettuce, tomato, vinegar and oil, oregano, and salt. And I like it like that too.
Oh, that sounds so good. So you do a mixture of cold and hot subs, is that right?
Correct.
So you can get that hot.
Correct.
And you also cater to kids, right? I mean, there are kids options that folks can take advantage of.
Yeah, we have kids subs. It's portioned to about a half of a regular size subs. It's about a 3.5, 4-inch sub. And really the kids can get whatever they want: turkey, ham, salami. And then that meal comes with a cookie that we bake fresh in-house, as well as a drink, a fountain drink or a bottle of water.
Oh my, sounds wonderful. And I'm also hearing a lot about the catering process. So can you tell us a little bit about what people could expect if they wanted you to cater something?
Yeah, so we have a couple options for catering. We have our subs by the box, and that's 4 of our giant size subs. So it's a 14-inch sub cut in thirds, and each third is individually wrapped. We put it in a nice box. It presents really nice. It's got a kind of a mural of like the ocean, the beach, presents really, really nice. And that's, kind of good COVID wise. It's all individually wrapped. So if you're at it's a corporate event or whatnot, everyone's got their own individually wrapped sub, and those catering boxes feed about 10 to 12 people. We also have a lunchbox option where it's an individual regular size sub, comes with a chip, a cookie, and if you'd like a bottled drink, and that is geared toward kind of individuals. We box that up nicely, label that. So,
I mean, those sound like some great options to do. And is that the same too? You can create your catering order on the app, or you can call the store?
Yeah, correct. So you can create your catering order on the app, but we're more than happy to take your order if you call the store. It's a good point you make. So we, as you said, we drive people really to our app and our online ordering. We don't take individual phone orders at the store, kind of similar to like a Chipotle or a Chick-fil-A.
Sure.
We're not answering the phone. We kind of streamline it toward online ordering, but we're always happy to talk you through catering and take your order over the phone.
Yeah, and I think what makes the Jersey Mike's story, particularly where you're getting business coverage and, in the business and professional magazines, is the fact that, they were first to the game with the app and the online ordering. And don't you think that's what people want now? That, they want to be able to have it on their phone at the touch of a button.
I do. And I also think that that's kind of what propelled the brand through kind of the, rocky times of COVID, is we had that app up and running. So to kind of shift customers from, going into our stores and waiting in line to just ordering on the app was pretty seamless because all that infrastructure was there. It was kind of ready to go.
Right. And that's, that, like I said, that's why I think you're getting the publicity of sort of being not just a sub company, but a technology company in the same way, because a lot of restaurants weren't able to adapt that quickly. Right. I mean, a mom and pop stores who were, selling things online were still
certainly
on the cell phone or the phone to call. And that sort of breaks down the process. And I think, as we know with consumerism and where it is today, that you have to have that technology at your fingertips, which is great. Now, tell me about gift cards, right? Is this a gift? Is this a good gift? And how does that work?
Oh yeah, we've sold a ton of gift cards since we've opened in December. Kind of perfect timing with the holidays. But yeah, we sell gift cards all the time. You can come in the store, buy a gift card. You don't have to wait in line if you're just coming in to buy a gift card, and they make a great gift. We've redeemed a ton of them in the past couple months, and it's a great way to, if you're familiar with the brand and you want to gift it to someone, it's a great way to kind of familiarize them with the brand and make them kind of fall in love with our subs. So,
and you said you're from originally New Jersey, correct? And this is how you got involved with Jersey Mike's. And so if you go on the Jersey Mike's website and you look at the merchandise section, okay, it's like taking you back to the beach, right? It's sunglasses, it's surfboard shaped, all kinds of surfboard shaped memorabilia and all the apparel and everything. So that Jersey Shore, I hate to say it, but that Jersey Shore kind of motif is really fun. And I think that's going to be even more fun for summer. So does the store reflect that and the look and the feel and the brand played throughout the store, I would imagine?
Definitely. Yeah. So we're lucky enough. This store was built under the new design kind of model. So if you've ever been to an older store, it looks completely different. A lot of wood, a lot of light colors, white, blue. We have this beautiful mural kind of in the middle of the store on the wall that says Point Pleasant, New Jersey, to picture the beach. And then, like you were saying, kind of really cool, like memorabilia. If you look kind of close, some of our canvas paintings, it's actually beach chairs that are kind of put on the walls to look like canvases. So the store really does have like a pretty cool beach feel. And the kind of the colorway and just the design kind of fits that for sure.
But doesn't that make you miss home? Because there certainly aren't any beaches around here in Pittsburgh.
It certainly does. And in the summer, I'm sure it'll make me miss home a little bit more. Kind of used to like getting off work and going down to the beach, like as a kid growing up. So it'll definitely make me miss it. But it's not too far away, and I still have family there, so I still make it back there every once in a while.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I think the beach theme is fun, and being that you are from New Jersey, I think that makes it even more authentic. You just have a fantastic story about that, and when people hear this story and hear about your connection to Jersey Mike's, starting at 16 years old, and then becoming a franchise owner. In North Huntingdon, I think it's so great to hear how much you've taken and turned this into. And so how is business going? Are people starting to notice and starting to come in?
Business has been fantastic. We're leveling off now, kind of from our big like pop grand opening, but for about 2.5 months, we held the third spot, the third busiest location in the country. For about 2.5 months. And that's out of 2,000 stores. So
oh my goodness.
Pretty good.
That is pretty good. So that was definitely a sound investment, which I'm sure can be scary in times of a pandemic, right? Putting your money into a franchise in the middle of a pandemic is not an easy thing to do.
Certainly, yeah. But all those worries were squashed pretty quick. The first couple of days were, like I said, I've opened 20 plus stores, and those first few days were the busiest I've ever seen at Jersey Mike's ever, personally.
If you're just joining us, we have a guest today on Westmoreland Community Connections. His name is Jake Kline. He's the franchise owner of Jersey Mike's Subs in North Huntingdon. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is Westmoreland Community Connections on Classic Hits 107.1 WHJB. If you have a suggestion for a topic, or if your nonprofit organization would like to be featured on this program, call us during regular business hours at
Welcome back to Westmoreland Community Connections on WHJB. I'm your host, Jennifer Miele, and I have a confession to make. I'm getting hungry and more hungry every time another minute goes by on this show, because today my guest is Jake Kline, and he is the franchise owner for Jersey Mike's Subs in North Huntingdon. We've had a great first half of the show talking all about him starting work as a 16-year-old in New Jersey at a Jersey Mike's sub shop. And here he is today, years later, now a franchise owner in his new store in North Huntingdon, held the record for more than 2.5 months as the busiest Jersey Mike's store in the country. So let's help him, guys, keep his momentum going. Just for those people just joining us, Jake, again, let's brag about the food for a minute. Let's talk about what they can get and why they should come in the store.
Yeah, so I guess to start, by far our most popular sub is the original Italian. It's definitely what we're known for. It's it's got a whole host of different types of ham, capicola, salami, pepperoni, provolone cheese, and as I said before, we recommend that Mike's way: onion, lettuce, tomato, vinegar and oil, oregano and salt, which is it's kind of our signature way we dress the sub. And then cheesesteaks as well. We've been selling a ton of cheesesteaks. They're all made to order, super high quality. Some of my favorite subs are the cheesesteaks. Yeah, as well as kind of we make tuna fish fresh in-house. We make it fresh every day. As we're in Lent right now. It's a great option on Fridays. So yeah.
That sounds great. And it's a fantastic menu, jerseymikes.com. You can download an app, you can order online, place your order and go in and pick it up. So it's all pretty seamless. Now, I know you guys also are very committed to corporate citizenship and giving back to the community. So take us through some of the things that Jersey Mike's has been doing to help the community during COVID.
Yeah, so since 2011, actually, we're in it right now, the month of giving. So the month of March is something the company's done for years now, and local stores will partner with local charities throughout the country. We've chosen Beverly's Birthdays, a local charity that we actually worked with over our grand opening. We took donations during that first week of operation. But yeah, we collect donations all month, whether customers choose to add a donation on the app or place a donation when they come in and pay for their order. We also have new this year a roundup feature. So if you're paying at the register and you'd like to round up your purchase to go to charity, we'll do that. And then on the 31st, the end of the month, every single store across the country, that local charity they're working with, they will donate 100% of the sales. So not just the profits, 100% of the sales that come through the register that day will go to the charitable group. We've raised over $8 million. Last year was kind of hindered because of COVID, but the year prior, over $8 million nationwide to local charities.
Wow. You have to feel good about that.
Oh, definitely. And really that's kind of part of our brand manifesto and our core kind of principles as a brand is really give to give. We like to say, we're not giving for any kind of recognition or any kind of thing in return. It's really just giving for the sake of giving back. And, that's exemplified through our founder and CEO, Peter Cancro. That's been his philosophy as he grew the company, is give to give. He gave back to all the people that helped him, the communities that he built the stores in, and really just that mindset has continued on, years later. So
well, this is great timing to talk to you. And I want to reiterate to our listeners right now that the nationwide event at Jersey Mike's Subs is the Day of Giving on Wednesday, March 31st. So this is when local Jersey Mike owners like Jake Kline, their owners, their operators will donate the resources of every single dollar that comes in to local charities. So it's really important that if we're going to eat out this week, mark your calendars for March 31st, because it's going to be a big one. Certainly.
Yeah. We'd love to blow the doors off that day and, place your orders online, come in the store, however you got to do it. But it's a great day to be a part of. It's a lot of fun, kind of make an event of it, as best we can now with COVID. And yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really excited about it.
Now, you said this started back in 2011, and that is when the Jersey Mike's locations, there were about 450 back there in 2011, and they raised $600,000 for charities. And, the whole month was about 32 million. So here we are years later. Do you know how many Jersey Mikes there are in the country now? If there were about 450 back then, do you have any idea where there are now?
Yeah, so there's about 2,000,
Wow.
probably 2,500 in development, but about 2,000 locations open, so a huge difference from 2011. And that kind of reflects, we're able to donate so much more as the years go on.
That's fantastic. Now, you said that you have spent time opening other stores. Tell us about that. Tell us about where you've been and what you've seen around the country.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to open a couple of the, first store in respective states. So I opened the first location in Arkansas, actually, in Northwest Arkansas. Opened the first store in South Dakota. So I've been to a lot of kind of cool places you wouldn't really normally go. Montana, South Dakota, Arkansas, all up and down the East Coast, the Midwest. Just I kind of was around everywhere, just kind of opening stores for a couple of years. It was a ton of fun, and it really taught me, about the business. Kind of, I learned a bunch in school. I studied business in school, but the best way I learned, about this business and how to run this business was just being in the field and talking to people, meeting people, and just learning.
I would imagine so, because starting a store from the ground up means you have to know every nook and cranny of the operations for sure. So tell me about employment opportunities. What kind of people are you looking for? And maybe not specifically at your store, but what kind of people does Jersey Mike's look for?
Yeah, so we really just look for kind of the intangibles, attitude, and kind of how one presents themselves. I mean, I think we have a reputation, or we're even starting to gain one here in North Huntingdon, of just, you walk in the store and you're getting genuine, friendly service. We like to kind of share our lives with the customer, kind of get a little bit about the customer's life. So we're looking for personable people who kind of wear a smile every day, give each day their all, and are just willing to learn, really. This is our first location. We're opening a store in Uniontown in a couple months. And then after that, in the summer, hopefully in Latrobe. So we're growing kind of as a small company out here. So we're just looking for people who want to grow with us, open-minded, willing to learn, and just want to have fun and make subs, really.
How would you apply for a job with Jersey Mike's?
So we're on Indeed. You can apply through the website. But really the best way is you can walk in the store, ask for an application. You can talk to one of our leaders in the store, our general manager, our assistant manager, myself, and kind of go from there. We get a lot of walk-in kind of applicants. So,
yeah, that sounds great. And so if people are just joining us, we are talking to Jake Kline, and he's the franchise owner for Jersey Mike's Subs in North Huntingdon. Just opened the store a few months back and held on to the record of busiest store or most sales there for more than 2.5 months, which is really fantastic to hear. And the promotion helps, but so does the word of mouth. And the great quality of the food, the great personality of the individuals who work there are really taking Jersey Mike's to the top. We talked about the importance of corporate citizenship and giving back and the great corporate culture at Jersey Mike's Subs. And coming up on March 31st is a big day of giving. So if this is something that you're thinking about, if you're thinking about trying Jersey Mike's Subs, make sure you mark your calendar for this Wednesday, because it's a day where all of the sales in the store are donated to a local charity. And tell us about Beverly's birthdays and teaming up with them. How did that process come about?
So I just kind of asked around, as we were in the infancy stage of getting the store open, just to see, because we love to open our stores with a charitable partner. It's a great way to kind of kick it off. So just kind of asked around, and I heard Beverly's birthdays a ton kind of come up. Super local organization that a lot of people know about. And what they do is they throw birthday parties for children who are experiencing homelessness. So kids who don't really get that thing that a lot of us take for granted, celebrating their own birthday. They throw the birthday parties at facilities for kids, for that, let's say the month of January, all the January birthdays, as well as gifts and different things to make, that special day special for a child who might not get that experience typically.
It's fantastic. As a North Huntingdon resident myself, I've seen the impact of Beverly's birthdays. They're a great organization. I think it's a great choice to partner with as well. I know my kids' school, which is Queen of Angels in North Huntingdon, they volunteer to raise funds, but also, like you said, the gifts for the birthday party. So this could go a long way for them, depending on how sales go on Wednesday. Is that right?
Certainly, yeah.
That's going to be a great day and something to think about too. Jersey Mike's Subs is really getting out there and starting to move more into our community. So you have plans not only in Fayette County and Uniontown, but also Latrobe. So that'll be great to hear for listeners who are just joining us, talking about coming to Latrobe. They're going to be very excited to have you there. And I don't blame them at all. I think this is a fantastic addition to Westmoreland County. And again, the ordering process and ordering online, why don't you give people one last opportunity? Tell them what they'll find if they download the app and how that process works.
Yeah, so if you download the app, you'll kind of find that you're able to customize a profile. You're able to quickly save your favorite orders. You're able to enroll in our loyalty program, which it's basically like a punch card, virtual punch card. It tracks your purchases and ultimately gives you free subs. It also allows you to take advantage of we have double points days. So days where you can earn twice the loyalty points. You'll get notifications from the app about different promotions, different coupons that we're selling. So it really keeps you kind of in the loop and just allows for really quick, seamless ordering. You pull up at the time that your order's set for, you walk in our store, it's going to be ready for you, sitting on the table, you just grab and go.
And the hours to your North Huntingdon store, and one more time, the location.
Sure. So we're open every day from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. We're located on Mills Drive, set right between the Walmart Supercenter and the Sheetz gas station. And we are next to Knockouts Haircuts and Citizens Bank.
And I bet when you open the door, you get a whiff of that fresh bread baking every morning. Isn't that right?
Oh, certainly. Yes.
And one more time, tell folks at home what the sub is that you're most famous for, the most known sub.
Yeah, our most popular sub is our original Italian, and our cheesesteaks as well are really popular, especially here. We've sold a ton of cheesesteaks. People seem to love those. But yeah, hot and cold subs, made to order, everything's excellent. You can't go wrong.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you very much, Jake Kline, the franchise owner from Jersey Mike's Subs in North Huntingdon. You've been a fantastic guest, although you've made me hungry the entire time. So I know where I'll be Wednesday for lunch and dinner. That sounds fantastic. Thanks again for joining us. I'm your host, Jennifer Miele, and thank you so much for listening to Westmoreland Community Connections on WHJB.
This has been Westmoreland Community Connections, a look at issues and happenings in and around Westmoreland County. Join us again next week on Classic Hits 107.1 WHJB.
Westmoreland Community Connections is a presentation of Citizens Fiber.